Приветствую, мастер. Мы хотели бы задать вам несколько вопросов. Первый вопрос. Ваше впечатление о семинаре, о прошедшем, ваше впечатление о волгоградских занимающихся.
So impressive regarding the students, which I saw, especially the one person was giving all the answers when we asked in the Sanskrit. He started to give the answers in the Sanskrit, and a lot of people there. So one more woman who was sitting near to the wall yesterday, she was also giving all the right answers. So it's so impressive, the people. They are into the topic of the yoga. Even I was giving classes in a teacher training program and all. Even when I asked the teacher training students, they couldn't answer. But here the practitioners were answering it.
Вы проводите много семинаров и в Индии, и в разных странах. Вот есть ли отличия между практикующими в разных странах? Русскими, азиатами, европейцами?
Of course, if you compare with other countries like Japan or Hong Kong or Singapore, Malaysia, it's mostly they are more physical yoga. They are for fitness. They are not looking for something like a deep knowledge. No, that it's a unique thing for the Russian practitioners. I won't say that all people, but most of the people, they wanted to go into the depth. So they wanted to know more about the philosophical aspect. They wanted to get the benefit out of the practice. What are the real benefits through the yoga? Not only the physical benefits. If you take other countries, they wanted to keep their body fit, looks very nice, something like this. Or they wanted to get to the therapeutical benefit of the yogic practices. Just this is for the good for the heart or liver or spleen, or this is very good for this disease. Like, for example, something like an orthopedic problem. What will happen if the joints is not well? How to correct? Mostly with the skeletal system they used to play, like anatomical and physiology. But here the Russians, they wanted to go beyond that. So that is the one thing which impressive for the Russian practitioners. I won't say all, but most of the people. Yeah. If they are practicing it for a longer time, they go. But the people, those who are very beginners, it is like a superficial. Yeah.
Мастер, вы практикуете йогу с детства, то есть вы видели очень большой промежуток времени. И такой вопрос, что поменялось, на ваш взгляд, в йогической среде в Индии, то есть как меняется этот феномен такой, как йога?
If you take in the olden days, mostly it was like related with the spiritual practice. Previously it was how to discipline the things. But nowadays it becomes more commercial all over the world. It becomes very commercial. Just like other thing, it is also the profession, or it becomes the job. This is the thing. It's if we compare with olden days, and previously it was like mostly it was the Gurukula system was there. The students will go to the gurus or so-called the teachers, and they serve them, and they were learning all the techniques. They were staying with them. But nowadays it's changing because of this, because of the superficial understanding of the yoga philosophy. Now it becomes more commercial all over the world. Even in India, everywhere it is like they forget the real core of the yoga philosophy. In a way, people are more aware about the yoga, of course, no doubt about it. But is it because of the awareness, or they practice because of the fear? We don't know. I don't know about here in India. A lot of people comes to the yoga class because of maybe fear of will I get the diabetic, or I don't want to get this problem. So because of the fear, a lot of people nowadays coming into yoga. Because of this stressful life, modern life, hectic life, these things. Anyone who wanted to lead the human life, then they should come into this yogic life. Otherwise, they cannot lead the real human life.
А сохранилась ли, то есть вот система гурукул, да, то есть она в каком-то виде сейчас еще все-таки сохраняется, то есть этот вид передачи знаний?
Some places it exists, yes, still some places it exists.
Сейчас появилось большое количество направлений йоги, то есть много школ, различных йога-студий. Как человеку, что вы можете посоветовать, как найти тот вид, который человеку наиболее подходит, в котором он может достичь наибольших результатов йогических?
So it depends upon the practitioner, the individual. What for he is wanted to learn yoga, whether he wanted to learn or practice the yoga for his real self or anything. If a person is really thirsty, desperate, somehow he will find the water. It depends upon how much thirst, how much cravings he is looking for yoga, or he wanted to know about himself. In such a cases, so-called the mother nature will show him the right path to choose the right teacher. It depends upon what for he is looking for this yogic practice. So it's difficult here. That's why I told you earlier that it becomes more commercial. A person who has the real thirst, real cravings, definitely he will find the right teacher. In reality, the truth never need the advertisement. It will be very simple. The truth always simple. If anything big advertisement is this thing, then it is show.
Есть мнение, что йога существовала всегда, то есть и в соответствии со своим развитием разные люди практикуют йогу по-разному. Более продвинутые практики практикуют интенсивно, их единицы. Люди со средним уровнем, то есть практикуют их большее количество, есть начинающие, есть люди, которые извращают суть йоги. Сейчас вот в наше время есть много разговоров, споров на тему в Кали-югу, что йога теряет свою суть, то есть извращается и может быть потеряна. Есть ли смысл переживать по этому поводу?
It's always the same, yeah. It was there when the creation was beginning, the yoga was come. It started when the creation was begins. Because all the humans, all the beings looking for the happiness. It's starting from there. The yoga was started from there. Nowadays, how to find out why the fake yoga is needed? It depends upon what for we are leading in our life. If I ask you what do you want in your life, some question comes. Then every one of us have the different choices. So there was a guru who was giving the lecture to the students, and he was giving everything created by the mother nature. It comes from the mother nature. It should go to the mother nature again. These things happening for millions of the years. So there is a student, one of the disciples stood up and then he was asking the question, in such cases, why there is not a lot of people attain the moksha or realization, or they didn't go to the goal of the yoga, why? Only few people are there, like a Buddha, Jesus, only few people, why not so? So the Guru asked the disciple, okay, take a notebook and a pen and go to the world and you ask the questions to the people, to all the people, starting from king to the beggar, diseased to the healthy person, what do you want? So he was going and getting the answer. After a month he was coming back to this Guru, and then, did you receive the answers? Yes. Okay, read the answers. So the disciple were answering, I went to the king, I was asking, what do you want in your life? The king was telling that I wanted to expand my country. I wanted to conquer the neighbor country, something like that. So he was asking to the beggar, what do you want? I want 4 times a very tasty meals. Nothing more. I was asking to the disease, what do you want? I want to overcome my disease. something like all the people. Okay, so it was keep on answering like this. So after 10 people, 10 answers, the Guru asked, okay, how many people wanted to know about themselves? Did you ask hundreds of the people? How many people were giving the answer? How many of them told that I wanted to know about myself? So none. That answer was none. Do you know why millions of the years only few people? Because we wanted to know about the other things other than ourselves. So if anybody goes in this area, then whether it's a Kali Yuga or it doesn't make sense. So only it depends upon the person. What for he is looking for this. That's why I told you, it depends upon the practitioner how much he is craving for that. If the craving is true, he will find the answer. They give, they lead, but they started to spread because it becomes commercial. Yes, I agree with that. It becomes like this. But because of this, yoga will not get spoiled. No. It is something like nobody can put the shadow for the sun. You cannot go on to the sun. Sun is something like so powerful. If you put anything, if you can, you close the sun. Cover the sun. Something like this. It's impossible. But in some part of the world, the real practitioner will be practicing this. It will keep on going.
В чем же суть йоги? То есть в чем ее основное предназначение?
How to find the peace? That is the true yoga. How a person can live in a peace. That is what the true yoga. How can a person can lead the contented life? How should he understand himself and understand about the world? We cannot run away from the world. We have to live in this world, the impermanent world. How to find the permanent peace? How to interact with the world? How the microcosm can contact with the macrocosm? This is what the real yoga. If we don't understand this, then we are in a trouble or so-called the misery, sorrow, pain, it says. So real yoga is something like how to be harmony with one's own self. By harmony with himself, then he will get harmony with the society.
Сложилось такое мнение у многих практикующих в России, на Западе, что некие практики на коврике — это и есть йога, там, асаны, пранаяма, медитация. То есть я вот занимаюсь йогой, потом встаю с коврика и иду жить. Да, то есть йога, есть моя жизнь. То есть насколько это правильное понимание?
No, it can't be. Yoga itself is the way of life. What the yoga real philosophy says, how a person should begin his life from morning till he goes to the bed. Everything has to be done. Like if you take the yamas and niyamas, they are the basic core of the yoga. Unfortunately, nowadays, most of the world thinks that mere yogic practices are the yoga. There is a great difference between the yoga and yogic practices. The term yoga denotes that the final destination, where you enter into the real peace. But people think that yogic practices are yoga. What for we are practicing so many different practices to reach yoga. So that's why yoga is the means as well as goal. By what means we can reach the goal? By yogic practices you can reach the yoga. But people, most of the world thinks that the yogic practices itself is yoga. If I do 2 hours yoga, then everything right, then I will go in outer world, then I will lead whatever the life I want. It means that is they didn't understand the yoga in a proper manner. So that is why we have to start from the yamas and niyamas. If we understand from the yamas and niyamas, then we can understand what the real yogic practices are. The real yogic practices are not within the four walls or on the yoga mat which we practice 2 hours. The real practices is always out of the mat. When we go and interact with the world, when we communicate with the people, when we communicate with the society, how we have to behave, how we have to talk, how we have to observe, how we have to use our senses. These things are real core of the yoga philosophy.
Йога и религия. То есть у многих начинающих, на Западе особенно, то есть они сталкиваются с такой сложностью, что йога очень сильно, плотно соединена с индуизмом. То есть йога — это и есть религия, или религия и йога — это разные вещи?
Yoga is nothing to do with religion. It's common for the all beings, all humans. Generally, we must understand what is religion. What is the purpose of the religion? The religion where the normal human being can transform himself to the divine personality. That is the purpose of the religion. All the religion says about ahimsa. All the religion talks about the love. Similarly, yoga is also talking about this. Yoga is nothing to do with any religion. It takes us to the peace, takes us to the contented life. So it is there. It is nothing to do with religion. But since it started from India, the Western people says that it is something to do with religion. In reality, it is nothing to do with religion. It is common to all the people. If anybody wanted to have the health, is it health related to any religion? If the knowledge, is that knowledge is only for certain religion? If you take the 5 elements, like air is related to any one person, any one religion? No, it's common. Similarly, wisdom or the true knowledge or the enlightenment is common for all beings. So yoga is nothing to do with any religion.
Но ведь йога говорит о Боге, да, и религия тоже говорит о Боге, и разные религии имеют различную философскую базу. Да, и получается, что то есть, на Востоке это все очень гармонично соединяется, а, допустим, с ближневосточными религиями, такими как христианство, ислам, это очень сложно соединить, потому что там совсем разное философское понимание многих вопросов важных. То есть и в этом получается сложность у человека, который начинает заниматься, как он может это гармонизировать, есть ли здесь вообще возможность гармонизировать религию и практику йоги.
So, if the real practice, if he keep on practices, if he keep on ask the questions, why yogic philosophy says like this, then he will find the way. He will find the way, what the real philosophy. It is nothing to do with any religion, as I told earlier, as I said earlier. But nowadays, yoga philosophy, it talks about the God, where the God lives. God lives in himself. That is what the real yoga philosophy. You no need to look for the God anywhere outside. Searching, for example, a person was searching for his spectacles. He was searching all over the world. Finally, he found already his spectacles is in his nose. Something like this. If you are searching for the God, all over the world, even if you travel, but finally you have to search the God, you have to find the God inside. That is what the yoga philosophy says. Where the Purusha is always within you. But other religions not accepting this doesn't matter. Yoga doesn't say that all the people should accept this. A person who is really looking for that, he will find. He will understand when the practices started to go much more deeper.
Очень популярно среди занимающихся, то есть это прям целая индустрия развивается, ездить там в Индию или еще в какие-то места силы и практиковать именно так. Так ли это важно, ездить в какие-то места, или важнее гораздо просто устойчиво, упорно практиковать ежедневно там, где ты живешь?
The text says that you no need to travel anywhere. Even though if you travel, it is the loss of the time. It's so the yoga, the sutra says that you no need to travel. Even they ask you to travel less, keep the less travel. If you are traveling, the time is going. You have to lose your practices. Prana is going. You're spending the expenditure of the prana. So many things. It is all the play of the mind. Everything has to come from the beginning. If you started, then finally wherever you travel, the final destination will be where you start. Then only the things completes. So similarly, they are looking for some peace or something like it, all starting from inside. But if they travel all over the world, and finally they will find it looking after all the places, they will come to the same place. Final destination will be the same. So where the questions comes, from there the answer should come. So looking for, if I go there, my thought comes. So if we go there, then we go and practice there sometimes. Then after a few years, then the mind started to have a change. Okay, why don't we go and look for that place? It's keep on happening. Finally, we have to come from the starting. So it's not necessary to be there. There are several sutras. There is a beautiful verse in the text called Sivavakyam. The sutra says like, ஓடி 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 உள்கலந்த சோதியை நாடி 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 நாட்களும் கழிந்து போய் வாடி 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 மாண்டு போன மாந்தர்கள் கோடி 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 எண்ணிறந்த கோடியே. This was written very classical Tamil text. It says that the people are running, millions of the people are running to find out the peace or the God who is always staying within us. Always He is within us. They started to look for that one in outside. They started to lose all the time. Then they become tired. They sit in one place. And they started to worry about this. Such a like of people are there, millions and millions. They die by traveling all over the world. So the sutra says, you no need to travel, everything is within you. Just find out. Yata pinde, tata brahmande. Whatever exists in the macrocosm alone exists in the microcosm. If you find out all the macrocosm within you, then the peace comes.
Ну так паломничество, они приносят какой-то смысл, ну то есть приносят какую-то пользу? То есть есть ли в них смысл?
No, it depends upon the person, which level he is purified. Which level he is purified? As much as the impurities, he started to travel. When he started to become more and pure, he started to reduce his traveling. It is, in the beginning, we have to start somewhere. We have to start from somewhere. So the people started to go around those things. After a few years of searching, outside, then finally they will come and sit in one place. It depends upon the...
The pilgrimage is kind of inspiration.
Inspiration.
Kind of inspiration things for...
What the pilgrimage gives, it gives a certain kind of satisfaction. If it gives the satisfaction, why don't he stay in one place? If this place giving me happiness, then he should stay there. Why he is changing? Why he is changing? It all the play of the mind. But we think that it gives a kind of experience. Finally he will come to the conclusion, it all the mistakes. I did wrong. Once he comes to the final stage. Of course, without committing the mistakes, the experience never comes. We experience by committing the mistakes. Even the classical textbook never say that you have to travel, something like this. They ask you to sit in one place. Iswara Pranidhana, it says like surrender. In order to surrender, we no need to go anywhere.
Это видео будут смотреть те, кто практикует йогу. Что вы могли порекомендовать занимающимся? Самое важное вот для практикующего, чтобы достичь целей поставленных, самое главное пожелание от вас для практикующих.
So whenever the thought arises from within you, you ask the question, I wanted to go, is it needed? I wanted to eat, is it needed? Do you want to read this, is it needed? Something like, if you keep on ask the questions, then you will find the right answer. Without asking the questions, we cannot evolve. When the questions brings you the right answer. So this is my small things to say about the viewers. That if you ask the question, keep on ask question, then you will find the right answer. Because the human being has a very special feature, is the questioning. Without asking the questions, you cannot reach the true place. This is my small things for the viewers.
Благодарим мастера за интервью. Намасте.
Namaste. Thank you very much.
Так, ну я вот... Диктофон уже 47 минут мы записали. Я не знаю, про веды спрашивать мне или нет, или оставить это на будущее. Это сложный вопрос, отдельная тема. Ну тогда последний вопрос я буду задавать. 47 минут, в принципе, получится, я думаю, около получаса точно. Антиреклама йога-туров, да? Не, ну йога-туры, они, то есть, ну, это бывает у людей входит в такую навязчивую идею, что вот надо вот там, туда, вот туда, вот туда, да. И они теряют как бы смысл, то есть, и уже не практикуют, потому что в путешествиях тяжело реально практиковать. Это вот к этому вопрос был.